afternoon. Happy and blessed Wednesday, everyone. Man, I'm super excited to be here, and I'm just grateful to be here another Wednesday. For you who are new here, welcome. My name is Catherine Barnett, and I go by Cat Barnett. And this is the Cat Barnett Podcast, episode 61. Man, I'm still on a high off of last week. I had a special guest. I brought in my 60th episode with uh, professional bodybuilder and nutrition and fitness coach Karina Harkleroad, and she just gave so much value, so much knowledge with her presence, and just blessed us all. And man, if you haven't watched that episode, I highly, highly recommend and encourage you to go back and watch it. And that leads me into today's episode because I'm still just so excited. It's such on a still a high that it really got me thinking of today's topic. And today's topic is, are you designing your life or are you just settling for it? Because I'm big on, we were born. I believe God put us, one of the reasons on this earth was to create, was to be artists and create things. And so I just truly believe too that designing your life is very important because it allows you to live with intention rather than passively accepting a default path, which can lead to a sense of unfulfillment and regret. So, designing your life is an intentional approach, and this intentional approach helps you proactively create a future aligned with your values, your goals, and passions. So, like I said before, I truly just believe that we're put on this earth to create, to design things. And so we are the artists of our own lives. And I believe we're also, God gives us things. He stewards us with things. And first we need to be good stewards with things before we can get more abundance of what God has destined for us. So the I want to talk about the consequences, right, of settling for a default life. Like, say if you weren't um very inspired, you weren't ambitious to design your own life, or create a life by design that you worked hard for. Let's talk about if you just coasted through life, went through the motions, and you just settled into a default life. Let's talk about the consequences of that. So, number one would be regret. Um, Settling can lead to a deep regret later in life, because even when I did my research, it said that studies have found that many people on their deathbeds regret not having pursued the life they truly wanted. I watch a really just a person that I admire that's really big on the internet, and because he's built very big businesses, and his name is Gary Vaynerchuk. I hope I'm saying right, his last name right. But anyways, he is known for humble beginnings, but just built his way with hard work to the top. He made a media company business, and he just has other things that he's very successful in. But one of the things he said that stuck out to me was, go visit a nursing home, right? And it doesn't have to be anyone that you know, but just go visit with people who are significantly older than you, and really ask them if they have any regrets in life, and see what they say. And that should, I think, anyone who is younger than anyone on their deathbed in a nursing home or assisted living, that should enough, I feel like, inspire us, yourself, to, okay, I don't want to have that type of regret that they have. Let me do something about it. But that's one consequence if you settle for a default life, regret. Another one is wasted time and potential. And I don't know, that kind of, nothing really scares me in life, but when I hear that wasted time and potential, that kind of like, ooh, it like shifts, it gets my heart heavy, because you waste your most precious resource, time. That's your most precious resource, one of your most precious resources you ever have, on activities, jobs, or relationships that don't satisfy you. Um, and this is going to keep you from exploring your full potential and making a positive impact on the world. So, wasted time and potential is another consequence if you settle for a default life. Um, Erosion of self worth, constantly compromising your core values and accepting less than you deserve, can lead to lowered self esteem, anxiety, and depression, dissatisfaction and restlessness, and also just a dishonest existence. Staying in an unfulfilling job or relationship out of fear of being alone or disappointing others is a form of self deception. So it is fundamentally dishonest to yourself and to the people in your life if you do that. So just know that these are consequences of settling if you pick to just coast through life. So let's do the positives, right? Let's do the benefits. If you decide, you commit even today to take control of your life and design your life, the benefits of that is you find purpose and meaning. By understanding your core beliefs and values, you can create a life where what you believe, who you are, and what you do are all in alignment with your core values. So I truly believe that, we all have purpose in life. We all have meaning. We all are destined for something much greater. But it's up to us to tap into who we are, um, what we produce in this world, and tapping into that, finding the purpose, and being stewards of it, serving others, and making a difference in other people's lives. So and let me know if you're getting value, if you're watching this live, or if the replay, just let me know, or when you watch the replay. But yes, so the another benefit for, if you're taking control and you're designing your own life, is increased happiness and fulfillment. So taking an active role in shaping your life and filling it with activities that bring you joy and energy leads to a greater sense of well-being and a richer um portfolio of experiences. Because I tell people, rich does not mean for me in materialistic things. It means in basically, the fruits. How are you rich in your spirit? How are you rich in your character? How are you rich in your generosity? So finding richness in the small things and appreciating the things you do have in life, clothes, food, shelter, that's richness to me. Um, and also, I believe a benefit of designing your life is developing resilience. The design process, which involves failing forward, I think helps you become immune to the fear of failure. Instead of being defeated by setbacks, you learn from them and you use the new information to adjust on your path that you learn from the lessons, the setbacks, the mistakes. And it's also going to help, by designing your life, reduce anxiety and stress. Intentional living reduces the stress and anxiety that come with constantly weighing decisions. With a clear vision and guiding principles, you are better equipped to navigate any challenges and say no to what doesn't serve you. I'm a firm believer is that I have, 6 um, core principles, core values that I have, which is basically my how I live my life. So if it's not in these 6 categories, which has to do with a relationship with Jesus, my health, my family, um, my business, my oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm blanking on my core values. That's crazy and that's bad because this has come very like this to me. Some relationship with Jesus, health, my family, business, um, people, community, and then the 6th one. Oh my goodness. I might have to get back to you with that. That's crazy that I don't know that right now. But if it doesn't have to do with those 6 principles, you probably won't catch me doing it or in it or around it because that's just how I live my life because I'm taking my life by control and designing my life. Um, so I want to kind of go over with you guys today on you know, um, some reasons why you should design your life. And I gave you the benefits. So those are basically some reasons, but I want to jump in either further on why you should design your life. So, designing your life can create happiness um, and just that fulfillment. I did talk about that, but life is about a lot of things. But one of the top 3 should be happiness. So when building your life without actually designing it, happiness can easily become an afterthought while it really should not be. There are a lot of things that can make you happy and contribute to your happiness, but one of them is definitely your lifestyle and the activities included in your life. So by designing your life, you can influence both and start to actively create your own happiness. And so I truly also believe that this also by designing your life, it can help you start to curb, future regret. And I talked about um the negative side of not designing your life. So that's just another reason. But just going off of that, you know, it also, while curving future regret, it also helps curve FOMO with your life design. So anyone who doesn't know what FOMO stands for fear of missing out. And yes, I just seen the comment. Yes, my 6 pillars. How can I forget this my last 6 pillar? I literally that's bugging me. So I'm just gonna have to figure that out ASAP. But back to the reason I was saying, one of the reasons for designing your life, FOMO. So FOMO, the fear of missing out, relatively is a concept on the block that people use. Nonetheless, just a powerful thing to say when it comes to, messing up or missing out on something that a group of people are doing or that you think you should be a part of. So people suffer from FOMO because they are left, wondering what basically could have been. So I believe that one of the reasons people suffer from this is, because of not knowing what they truly want out of life. If we want to look on the broad aspect of FOMO. And so the way to figure out what you want in life is to really, one of the things my business mentor and friend says is really sit down, take a second to think things through, and map out your life. So really figure out what you want, and it's to sit down with yourself and figure it out. In other words, sit with yourself and design your life. Map out your life. Especially like how you sit down and map out your goals, map out what you want out of life and go get it. But when you don't have like everything that seems like remotely fun or something that's appealing to you, that's where that FOMO will probably keep growing. So I think one of the best ways to curb the fear of missing out is to do exactly what you're afraid of missing out on. So what I mean by that is, uh, if you're actively planning your life, carefully organizing all your options, um, where it might create, moments if you don't, where you suffer from that fear of missing out. Really, like I said, sitting down and designing your life, because when you design your life with care and thoughtfulness, you can rest assured knowing that you are working on creating the moments you fear missing out on. So just take that into consideration. And another thing is, when you're designing your life, you get your life feeling, finally like it's unstuck, right? So, to get your life unstuck, you need to figure out what it is that is making you feel this way first, and then do something about it. Because, the thought pattern of just simply accepting that your life is as it is currently, if you're not, especially if you're not happy with how it is currently, has to do with being made of or not healing from things of the past that you've went through. So at the end of the day, getting your life unstuck is one of those things that are simple but just not easy, right? So um it's just going to come down to planning and executing. That's the bottom line, the simple um version of it. So designing your life can also help you find your life priorities. Um and it gives yourself also the opportunity to get what you want out of life. So I think that, this statement that I made is just like the main broad, if I had to sum it up what designing your life is and not settling for just a default life, it's giving yourself the opportunity to get what you want out of life. Because if you don't pursue what it is that you want um out of life, getting it becomes more difficult. And then you settle for just whatever is thrown or handed to you out of life. So I wouldn't go as far as to say that like you won't get it if you don't design your life what you want because of, variety of reasons. But as we know, life is just very complicated. It can be very complex. So But one thing that I feel like that is very simple about life is that one of the best chances that you have at getting what you want out of life is just to pursue it with all that you have. Pursue it with all that you've got. And, go all in on your goals, go all in on your passions. Stop playing small, stop second guessing yourself. Even if you're scared, do it. And just don't worry about failure. Just it's more about not what if I fail, what if everything goes right and I get everything I ever dreamed of and I worked hard for. So I truly believe that a life plan, a map, a roadmap of your life helps tremendously with all of that. So I really want to encourage anyone on here to, if you're coasting through life, um, get off the sidelines and get in the game. Stop being a spectator in your own life and be a participant, be a player, take control, and start mapping out and designing your life because that's where real freedom and real peace lies. So, I hope you guys got value from what I put down today, because it was really on my heart to just talk to one person or just anyone that, you know, we're not put on this earth to just coast through life and coast day by day. We're actually meant to really uh, be of service to others, tap into our purpose, and continue to grow and be of good stewards of what God gives us to bless others. So I hope you guys got value from what I put down today. And if you guys have any questions or want to see any other more content or any content ideas that you have around your well-being, or mental health or just relationships or fitness, um, definitely let's connect. I will start having a Calendarly link where I just want to connect with people, just more on a one-on-one basis and really help people finish out this fourth quarter strong and propel into 2026. So just continue to be on the lookout for that and just things in the works, and just excited to finish out this year strong. And that it's crazy that you guys were mid-September and September's almost done, and September 30th is when the fourth quarter hits, and before you know it, we're in 2026. And so just continue, guys, to be encouraged and push yourself and to continue to be the best version of yourself each and every day. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your day and have an even better week. Peace, love, and blessings. And God bless you all, and see you all next Wednesday.